Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give honor, glory, and infinite praises unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Kakadash. That's all praises to Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God, by Hashem in the name of Yahweh Shah, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings be to all the Akim that pushing this word into the sincerity, man. Shalom. All right. This is going to be another quick lesson in Lord when you're edified. So with this lesson, it may not even be 5 minutes long. All right. I just got two scriptures that I wanted to touch on, man. All right, dealing with the nuclear missiles, because the nuclear missiles are described in the scriptures, man. They're described as arrows and they're described as stars in certain scriptures that you read. And dealing with Revelation, the 6th chapter, and dealing with 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, they're describing missiles, and people, they'll literally read, them two scriptures and think that it's actually talking about an arrow and it's actually talking about a star, right? When it's actually not, right? Because it's one thing that you got to understand. When the prophets of old, back then in the ancient world, when they were receiving this vision, man, receiving these visions, they described them to the best of their ability, right? They didn't have it, right, exactly on point. They described them, to the best of their ability, to, the best of what they looked like back then, man, right? And dealing with Revelation 6th chapter, when John the Revelator described that missile as a star, hey, that's the best that he could describe it, man, because when the ICBM nuclear missile is shot, man, and it's entering into the atmosphere and it's falling from the atmosphere, it's going to have that beam of fire around it, which is going to cause it look like looking like a star falling from the heavens, man, right? And if you look at the shape of a missile, man, it looks like a damn arrow, right? So that's why certain prophets describe them as arrows and stars, right? But without further ado, let's go ahead and read this, man. Revelation 6:12, it says, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood." Verse 13, "And the stars of heaven fell into the earth." Right, let's stop right there. Right, and the stars of heaven, like I mentioned, are talking about nuclear missiles, man. Right, and I'm gonna show you a photo here in just a sec of why it's called stars. Right, I'll go ahead and show you why. All right, because I got it pulled up right here. All right, this is a missile right here. You see, it resembles an arrow. All right, that's why they're described as arrows. All right, and boom, look, looks like a star, exactly like a star, man. Right, and this is just being shot from the earth, man. So just imagine the wind. It's being, or falling from the sky, man. It's gonna look like an actual star falling, man. All right. It says, "Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind." Right. I know all you Aki, man, heard about that explosion over there that happened in Beirut, Lebanon, man. Right, which that was a bombing. All right. Esau, he's behind all that shit, man. All right. It wasn't just a explosion of chemicals. An explosion of chemicals can't do that, man. That was a missile. Right, and there's been Akim actually, telling this man that Esau actually dropped a missile over there. It wasn't a nuclear missile, but it was just a regular fighter jet missile, right? Because they said that the fighter jets came and, basically swarmed over there, and the people started going crazy and shit like that, right? And they dropped a bomb and boom, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened, man. Right, but you see, that was a regular ass missile, man, and you see the devastation that it caused it, right? It was at the, that wind, that shock wave, man. That shit was tearing shit up, man. Right? So just how much more an actual nuclear missile, right? That's what that mighty wind is gonna be. It's gonna be blowing shit down, man, turning shit back into the elements, right? Because it's gonna be just as hot as that fire radius, man, right? It says, verse 14, "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together," right? Why is that gonna happen, right? And that's gonna happen because of the mushroom clouds, man, all right? And every mountain and island will move out of their places, and that's the power of the nuclear missiles, man. All right, they strong as hell. When you read in Isaiah the 34th chapter, it tell you about America's lines, man, talking about like the shapes of the states and shit like that. They're gonna be turning to confusion, man, due to the destruction that those missiles are gonna be causing. All right, so I got that. So now let's go to 2nd Ezra the 16th chapter, man. 2nd Ezra 16 and I'll just start at 12. It says, "The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea rises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power." And I actually did a lesson, man, right? Basically correcting this lady, man. Right? She had no business, teaching. But basically, she was breaking this down wrong. But basically, I went into, how like those missiles, man, they're gonna be causing tsunamis, all types of shit, man. All right. Verse 13, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world," right? And the one that's bending the bow, It's ultimately Yahweh Shema Shah, but the Lord is going to put the spirit on these nations to, to shoot the missiles over here, right? It says his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, right? They're going to do more destruction and shall not miss, right? A lot of people think that those missiles are going to malfunction and go somewhere else. No, man, right? The Lord, he going to have the angels, God knows missiles to hit their target. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, and that's when we know this actually talking about, ICBM nuclear missiles, right? Because that's what an ICBM nuclear missile is. Is what is it created to do, man? To be shot, to different countries and continents. All right. Yeah. Okay. Slocky. Yeah. So that's it on that. It described it as arrows. Now look at this, man. Right. Like I mentioned before, it looks exactly like an arrow. Damn near, man. Right. So when the Ezra received his vision, he described it to the best of his ability, man. Right. And if you take an actual arrow, that's what it would look like, man. Right. So that's what he described it as. All right. But, us. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings be to all the Akim that pushing this word and truth to sincerity, man. Shalom and Abba.